This is Rick Marr, the Resourceful Human. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to discuss the evolution of business leaders and businesses, and they either evolve or they perish and die. Right? That's what's going on in this world as we go through the changes in our economy and how we work. So we're going to discuss that today. I thank you for being here. If you like what you hear during this video, I ask that you do a couple of small things. One is to hit that like button. The second is, if you like what you hear, to subscribe. And the second 2A part of that is, if you like what you hear, please hit that little alarm button, and that'll alert you anytime we produce new content, so we can always keep you informed. So I thank you for joining us here at this channel. What we discuss is entrepreneurship and the things that we've learned running a national human resources business. And some of that might be actual products and services that we've developed. But more importantly, some of the things that we learned in running the business, such as operational issues, and sales and sales automation, right? That's a heavy focus of what we look at. And then also marketing and some of those other things. So I thank you for being here, and let's jump right in. So what we're looking at here today is a couple of things, that business schools must evolve, right? And I changed that title to say business leaders must evolve or perish, right? For the future demand. So what is this survey talking about on Bloomberg, right? What they're talking about is how MBAs or business schools are training their leaders, right? So traditionally in the past, business school was about, finance and accounting and, how to do all those sorts of things to grow the business. But now what people are looking for are, how are these new business leaders and how should business leaders in general be trained? And in a lot of it, what they're talking about is social issues as well as the new world, digital transformation, right? So digital transformation, we talk about that a lot. We talk about the technology here on this channel and how technology is should be used by small business leaders just as it's used by larger business leaders, right? So everyone thinks of MBAs in many instances as after they finish their schooling, they go to Wall Street, they learn finance, they learn how to look at a company's profit and loss statement and put a value on it, and then ultimately go get financing, buy that company, run it, scale it, sell it, right? That's kind of the traditional way. But now smaller businesses have to be able to do those same things so that the smaller business is keeping pace with the growth and the expandability and scalability of those larger businesses that have MBAs and all these other things, access to capital, et cetera. So what this article is telling us, that big businesses are going to be focusing on using digital technology to grow and scale their business. So should small business owners. But one of the things that I find very interesting is one of the technologies that they're talking about using in this new world is Slack, right? And some of these other things to help grow their business, Slack, Basecamp, etc. And what's interesting here, and this is what really caught my eye about this article for a small business owner, is Slack is a free technology, right? So they're talking about business school leaders who are spending $100,000 on their business school training, but they're bringing it back to a free app like Slack, right? So we use Slack here in our business. It's the way that we communicate when it's not, let's call it official communication, right? So it's meant to really drive the culture of our business. And it's meant to make sure that we're connecting and we're checking in just as if we were in the office in the old days. How was your weekend? Hope you're all well. Here's a funny thing I saw. Have a great day, right? So they're talking about changing your business. They're talking about changing the way business schools are training leaders. And they're talking about digital transformation and social equality. And they're talking about using free services to get there. So that should give us heart, and it should give us hope that we can do the same thing. aside from the digital technology, what they're also talking about are, let's call it social issues, things like sustainability, diversity, and inclusion types of trainings and stuff like that. So again, this is a very big shift in how we do it. And as business leaders, we're either shifting and evolving or we're perishing and dying, right? So just to kind of further that conversation, there was an article here in here talking about how the COVID pandemic has permanent implications for the office structure. So again, what they're talking about is businesses are evolving or they're dying and perishing, right? So we are again in that phase where we as business leaders are evolving our business, how we actually run our business, right? And how what these big businesses are doing. So in this article here, there's some big companies, Intel Corp, right? Wells Fargo, Chevron, um, Facebook, right? These companies are talking about never going back to the office, or maybe there's a hybrid of how they go back to the office. So, they're talking about evolving here, right? The way we work has permanently changed, right? The office structure has permanently changed. What they're asking for business leaders or training of future business leaders is to change what we're learning, how we're doing things. So all of these things are changing. And for business owners, business leaders, we're either evolving or we're dying. And they're showing us the way, right? These big businesses are showing us what we need to do to evolve and to keep pace with their growth, right? So as big businesses are using technology and scalability and things to their advantage that's going on in their economy, we as small business leaders cannot be waiting for it to go back to the old ways, right? Because then we'll grow like this and they'll grow like this, right? We don't want that. We want to grow at the same pace. We want to use the same technologies that they use. Slack, it's free, right? We want to learn the same, we want to train our people the same way they're training them. Diversity, inclusion, social justice sort of things. So we can attract the same levels of talent. We want to potentially use our office space the way that they're using it, right? Again, cost savings, all those sorts of things. And then finally, we want to use what they're doing, how they're building their businesses and take advantage for ourselves. So again, I'd like to say that, if you like this content, we ask that you do a few small things. Again, it's hit that like button. It takes about 2 seconds. Subscribe if you like it. If you really like it, hit that little alarm bell and it'll alert you when we are produce new content. And those little things will help us achieve our goals. And our goal is to have 30,000 followers by September 1st of 2022. So just about a year from now. So I thank you for being here. I thank you for listening. I thank you staying to the end. Be resourceful, be human. Have a great day.